The Necron tomb lays dormant, but the Eldar are on their way, and the awakened tomb must react. Nick speaking, and welcome to this battle report. Right, Necrons versus Eldar, and this is my first game on my new Deep Cut Studio mat. Cannot wait to play this, and I'm playing one of my subscribers, Richard, and he's brought his Eldar along. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're playing 2,000 points, so let's have a look at the Necron list. Okay, so this is my army, the Awakened Tomb Crons. First time I played this list, it's a little bit different, I have to say. So let's zoom in and have a look. So I've got 2 battalion detachments. The first one has Illuminor and a Cryptic. I then have 6 squads of 10 warriors, 60 warriors. Just there. In the second battalion I have 2 Cryptics. I have then 30 Immortals, all with Tesla. Then I have 2 squads of 9 Immortals with Gauze weapons. And that is it. Lots and lots of infantry. I'm going to play for board control, and I'm going to try and take mission objectives. It's going to be an interesting game. Richard is playing his Eldar for the first time in 8th edition with a new codex. So let's have a look at his list. Okay, so here is the Eldar force. I'm going to get Richard to run through the units he has, starting at this end of the table.
Right, I've got a fastest Sky Runner standard loadout, 6 race Spectres, Shadow Spectres with prism rifles, X-Arc with prism rifle, Wraith Knight, Glaive, 2 star cannons, Spirit Steer standard loadout, Warlock, Witchblade, Shuriken pistol, Dark Reapers and an X-Arc, all with Reaper launchers, 10 Dire Avengers, a Warlock again with Witchblade, Shuriken pistol, Autark, Fusion Gun, Fire Saber, Banshee Mask, and Force Shield. Hemlock Wraith Fighter, 2 heavy D-size, and Spirit Stones.
Yep, and in reserve you've got...
I've got 10 Rangers, 10 Scorpions with 9 Scorpions and an X-Arc with a Scorpion's Claw Chainsword, 10 Guardians with a Star Cannon platform inside a Wave Serpent.
Okay, so there you go, lots of units there. So let's have a look at the Necrons deployment. I am deployed over here. I've got basically just blobs of Necrons. 1 blob there, 1 blob there, and 1 blob there. So we rolled on the Eternal War missions and we got the Scouring. So we've got objectives, 1 placed here, 1 placed over in that building just there. And then the other ones, we've got 1 in the middle on our flashing piece of terrain. You've got 1 here in front of the Wraith Knight, and there's 1 over here by the Dire Avengers. And then the last one is in the middle. We randomly rolled to see which ones would be the 4-point objective one. It turned out to be this one in the middle. We then randomly rolled to see which would be the 1-point objective, and it was the one right over there with pretty much half of my army on. That's worth 1 point. The rest are worth 2 points. So Richard deployed first, so he's going to get +1 to the dice roll. So we are now going to roll off and see who is going to go first. Oh, I got a 4, so it's going to be Necron turn 1, unless you're going to try to seize the initiative. Here we go, seize the initiative roll. Oh, 5. No. Okay, so going to be Necrons turn 1. Okay, so turn 1 for the Necrons. There wasn't a lot that I could do. I just repositioned my units a little bit, pushed this unit forward by advancing, and just spread these out a little bit here. I used Illuminor's ability on this squad of Tesla Immortals, and I got +1 to strength. Shooting wise, I had 6 warriors that were only in range of the Wraith Knight. Took some pop shots and I totally missed. And that was it. So we're going to move now into Eldar turn 1. Okay, so the Idiotic Eldar have been very aggressive, charging forward with the Shadow Spectres, the Wraith Knights, the Hemlock Fighter, and everything else basically. So loads and loads of psychic powers, giving them lots of goodness, and well, basically they targeted one unit of warriors, which is what you would expect them to do. Focus fire as much of their guns as they could until the unit's wiped out, and it was actually wiped out. Over here, the striking scorpions came in here. They shot my warriors, killed a couple at the front, and then didn't make the assault range. In the middle of the table here, my warriors took some shooting from the Shadow Spectres and from the Wave Serpent. Just over there, I lost 3. And then, yeah, I did my morale and I rolled a 10. So I lost 3 more from morale. A bit devastating, but there you go. I didn't roll particularly well on that turn 1, so it can only get better. Right, I'm going to go move in now to turn 2 for the Necrons. Okay, so Necron turn 2. I started to advance the phalanx here, trying to get into rapid fire range and good shooting range of the big guy, the Wraith Knight. He is right next to the highest scoring objective, so I need to sort him out somehow. I moved these into rapid fire range as much as possible on the Scorpions, and I managed to kill a good chunk of them, and another 3 died from morale, so just the Exarch standing there. In the meantime, Illuminor gave these guys here +1 to ballistic skill. The first turn they gave these guys here +1 to strength. He shot his Eldritch Lance along with all of these guys here. These blobs, so 40 men almost, shooting into him, and I did 4 wounds. Yeah, so I didn't do very well. He's got his shield, was saving very well with that 5+ save. However, a little bit more success over this side. Moved up these guys here, heading towards that objective. Shot the Shadow Spectres, got them down to 2 after shooting. And that was pretty much it. I used 1 command point during the turn, so I've still got 8 command points left. As we move into Eldar turn 2. Okay, so Eldar turn 2, and the advance continues on the Necrons. The flyer coming here, making everyone within 12 inches -2 leadership. The Wraith Knight moved up along with the Guardians, who got out of their ride, and the Autarch advanced up here as well. The Autarch, using its ability to snipe out characters, managed to remove Illuminor with 6 wounds, taking them out easily. Shot into the squad of Immortals, along with some of the other guys on the buildings, the snipers there and the Dark Reapers, wiping out that unit. The single Exarch that was left here managed to get into the assault, killed 3 warriors. I managed to take 1 wound off the Exarch from Overwatch, but didn't kill him in the assault. So that was there. Over this side of the table, I took a couple of warriors away from the Shadow Spectres, and then the Wraith Knight shot into the Immortals. Managed to save most of the shots that came in. However, in the assault, I lost 7 of those Immortals. So what I did is I did 2 command points and auto rallied. So I'm still here, luckily. That was pretty much it. So, massive dents in the Necron force. We do have some wheelbacks to do, so let's get them done as we move into turn 3 for the Necrons. Okay, so Necrons turn 3. Started off doing some RPs, managed to get 1 or 2 up here and there, but on this unit here I managed to get 5 up. So that takes the unit back up to 8. They came out of the assault of the Wraith Knight. In the meantime, this blob over this side headed towards this objective and the Shadow Spectres, killing the couple of Shadow Spectres that were left. On this side of the table over here, I came out of the assault of the Striking Scorpion Exarch with the warriors, and then I shot the Staff of Light in and killed him. And then these guys shuffled forward, got into rapid fire range of the Guardians. Took them down to 1 Guardian, and he died from morale. The rest of the shots on this side of the table pretty much could only shoot the Wraith Knight, so I did shoot the Wraith Knight. I think I got 2 wounds off. He's down to 20 wounds. He's using some sort of power to regain wounds at the turn, each turn. What is that, Rich?
It was the stratagem Tears of Aisha.
Right.
Regain D3 wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got a stratagem it's using to regain wounds, so it's a hard nut to crack, especially with fortune as well. Anyway, the warriors that were standing here felt really brave, and they started to assault. So we're assaulting the Spirit Seer just there. I managed to take 1 wound off the Spirit Seer. I had a couple of wounds to save. I rolled double 6 and none of my warriors died. And the objective in the middle, of course, is worth 4 victory points. So it's a good place to be standing as we move in to the Eldar turn 3. Okay, so Eldar turn 3, really trying to bring the hurt on this turn. So starting off in this area, the Spirit Seer moved out of the assault, freeing up everything here to shoot into my warriors. They did a good attempt at trying to stay alive, but they did go down. I think it was the Rangers taking the last guy off, just up on the top of the tomb there. Over here, the Autarch moved up and got in range, shooting my Cryptic out with the special gun. That was Slay the Warlord, so I lost that. And then she assaulted my warriors, lost a couple of warriors, didn't take any wounds off of her. And then over here I lost a couple of those from shooting, and then the Wraith Knight came up after putting its shots in, did a multi-assault, took my other Cryptic out, took a bunch of these guys out as well. I did no wounds back. And then lastly, this flyer came up and shot into here and killed one of these guys. That was it. So I am depleted in numbers, especially on this side of the board. However, still all to play for, because they may just well all get up. We shall find out as we move in to turn 4 for the Necrons. Okay, so Necron turn 4. I started off moving as many warriors as I could forward, so this little blob here and here advanced as well as moving, as well as the Cryptic just heading towards the objectives and line breaker and the back objective, etc. The 2 units that were locked in combat with the Wraith Knight came out of combat, so that was that unit there and that unit of Immortals. The other unit of Immortals after RP were back up to reasonable strength, so they felt brave. They shot and assaulted the Wraith Knight. I've managed to get it down to 13 wounds, however having to use 2 command points to auto rally on that last guy. Over this side of the table, on my 1-point objective, came out of the assault of the Autarch with the warriors and moved on to the objective as these Immortals pushed forward towards the centre of the table where that big objective is. They shot into the Wave Serpent, but he saved it. And that was pretty much my turn. So we're going to move now into the Eldar turn 4. Okay, so Eldar turn 4, and working on this side of the table quite well. So the Autarch came up, shot and assaulted this squad of warriors. I think I lost 4 of those, yeah, locked in combat. And then the Wave Serpent came up and shot and assaulted these Immortals, just 3 Immortals left. The Dire Avengers moved up, assaulted these Immortals here, got 2 Immortals left. Passed all of my morale over that side of the table. The Wraith Knight shot in and assaulted the single Immortal and the warriors that are there. The warriors are down to 2, and I did no damage on the Wraith Knight. These guys here were just ignored for that particular turn, and that was it. So I am definitely depleted in numbers. I'm going to need some good RP rolls this turn. If I can do that, then I might be able to recover a little bit. We will find out as we move in to turn 5, potentially the last turn for the Necrons. Okay, so the Necron turn 5. The Immortals and Warriors are doing their best on this woken tomb world and desperately waiting for the Overlords to come and help them. I did a few RPs, got 1 or 2 up here and there, got a couple up on this unit. I didn't come out of the assault, I just stayed locked in the assault. I got a couple here on this unit as well. And then I moved and advanced the warrior unit that was here, heading towards that objective and line breaker. and then these just moved up onto this objective. What could shoot shot into the Wraith Knight, so that was these and these units here, and the Cryptic shot in, got him down to 11 wounds. We then did the assaults. Nothing really much happened in the assault. I don't think any of us killed anything, and that was it. So we're now going to move in to the Eldar turn 5. Okay, so Eldar turn 5. The Wraith Knight doing what he does best. Even though he's down to 13 wounds, he was still a bit of a beast. Managed to assault and took out all of the warriors that were just standing there. And then over here, the Autarch came and shot and assaulted the warriors that were there and killed them off. The rest of the army shot into these Immortals and killed 3 of them, just 1 standing there. So that was the end of turn 5. We are going to call the game. The Necrons are in deep trouble. I am on this objective and I'm on this objective, so I got myself 4 points. However, the Eldar are on this 1 point objective. The 4 point objective in the middle, that 2.1 there and that 2.1 there. They also have all 3 secondary objectives, Slay the Warlord, First Blood and Line Breaker, and I didn't achieve any. So the end result was 12-4 for the Eldar. So there you go. Necron Tomb is definitely overthrown by the Eldar in this game. However, I'm sure they will return. Beam me up.